Art is too important not to share. Welcome to the Allie and Callie Artcast.
Hi, I'm Allie.
And I'm Callie. Welcome to the Artcast.
Yes, welcome.
Woo!
Here we are again.
Here we are in July.
Yep.
Guess what?
It's hot.
It's hot, and 2 more days, and my son is married.
Married.
Woo-hoo.
You are married.
I know.
I love that line
married.
from Jewel of the
Marriage.
Nile. Married. Or marriage.
From, what is that?
That's from The Princess Bride.
Princess Bride.
Yes.
Marriage.
Marriage. Love and marriage.
I'm going to do the mother of the bride, or not the bride, mother of the groom speech at the rehearsal dinner.
And that's what you're going to say?
I want to.
I think you should.
I have to add some levity. And maybe, that's funny that I said that. Anyway, you'll get it later.
That's right.
Stay tuned.
Stay tuned.
But also, I thought, well, either I'm going to break into a song, like from ABBA, because he loves ABBA.
Oh, yeah.
You know, or I'm going to do a little comedy. I don't know what I'm going to do.
Kristen and I are going to be behind the fence watching.
I know. But anyway, I'm excited. It's happening, and then my life will calm down for a little while.
Right.
Yeah.
Yay.
But what's new with you, girl?
Well, I have a little fun story to tell you.
Okay, tell me.
So I have really great kids.
You do.
And my son, Connor, he's never really been into gift giving. He doesn't get it. He's not crazy about Christmas because of the hype that comes with gift giving.
Maybe the materialism.
Exactly.
Maybe. That's what I see. Connor's not enjoying that.
He just doesn't, he's not into it. Mm-hmm. So about 3 months ago, he and his wife, Lynn, announced to us that they wanted to take us away somewhere.
Take us away.
And they wanted it to be a surprise. They weren't going to tell us what it was until we got to the day, and we were going to find out the day of. So this has been building and building and building, and yesterday they finally told us, and what they were originally going to do was just going to tell us what to pack,
right,
and then still tell us at the airport where we were going. But we didn't even know at the time that we were going on a plane, which I thought was really crazy.
Yeah,
that they would book
scary.
flight. Yeah. Anyway, so last night they gave us 2 envelopes, and Lynn, who's also a graphic designer, made up these really cute tickets. We are going to Anchorage, Alaska.
Oh my God, you're going to love it.
I am so excited.
It's going to be so fun, and perfect time to go.
Yeah, I agree, because it's still long days.
Yeah,
and
it'll be beautiful.
Yeah, so we're going to be there and see.
You'll go to Glacier. Night. You got to go to Glacier Bay.
Yeah.
Because it's right around there. It's close. I mean, because I used to work for Holland America, and I did the onstage Alaska tours.
That's right.
So,
we're going to go to Seward. We're staying in a really nice Airbnb.
Nice.
And so I am
Alaska
so
is
excited.
What is they say, the last frontier? It's beautiful.
Yeah, that's what I hear. And
the mosquitoes are big as cats. I'm just kidding.
I've heard that. Well, the reason that he came up with this idea is Kevin has been to all 49 states, and Alaska was the last one, and that's why Connor decided to take us to Alaska.
Good job, Connor.
I know. Good job,
done.
Connor.
Well done.
Yeah.
And Connor and Lynn. Excellent. What a great choice.
Yeah.
Have fun. Have fun.
Yep.
Take lots of pictures.
I will.
I'll think of you.
I will send you lots of pictures.
Okay.
You mentioned a comment about levity.
Levity, yes.
Yeah, so let's get back to that.
Oh my gosh, I can't even believe I said it. That was totally unplanned. We have Noah Johnson from Levity Theatre.
Yes, it's a new improv theater in Coeur d'Alene.
So, welcome, Noah.
Thank you. Thank you very much for having me.
We're excited to hear all about what you're doing, but can you start by telling us a little bit about you, your background, and what made you come up with this idea?
Yes. Hello, my name is Noah. Thank you so much for having me. I guess I'll start on how I got into improv as an art form as a whole. I've been doing improv since 2018. I started in college. My college had an improv club, so we joined that. It was me and my friend Emily, and I was like, this is a crazy idea, and I was like, I'll do it if you do it. So we both joined it, fell in love with the art form, and Emily and I actually worked with the club to build it up and like really grow it. Her more so than I did, but we created a performance group and we actually did shows at the college, and it was a really cool time, a really tight troupe that we had. And then basically in my hometown, I'm originally from Bellingham, Washington. And Whose Line Is It Anyway? Have you heard of that show?
Absolutely.
So the tall guy, Ryan Stiles, he actually lives around Bellingham, and he has his own improv theater, or he did. He doesn't own it anymore, but it's called the Upfront Theater. And that's where I volunteer there every single week, every Thursday. And then I also just got connected to the community. I've performed there several times, and that was where I really continued to grow and grow and grow. And so fast forward to 2021, I was looking to move out of that area. I moved over here because I had family in the area, and specifically because I saw that there was a gap of an improv theater, and I thought that I could do something with that. So I moved over here with the intention to start a theater, and I also teach classes. I've been teaching since 2019 and love it. It's just the art form it's so transformative, and it's so human and so based in, it's not even about being funny, it's about being real. And that's something that's so valuable about improv. And that's why I think every single person on earth, if you've never taken an improv class, should take at least one improv class, because the amount of benefits it has is crazy. But I've seen it change people's lives forever, and it's something that I truly, truly love.
Describe a little bit about what
improv
is.
What a great question. Maybe that's a good place.
Yeah.
Oh, look at that. Oh, look at that.
Explain the art form.
Fantastic. So yes, improv, for those who don't know, is short for improvisation, which means that it's improvised, it's not scripted. So it's unscripted theater is what improv is. And so it really teaches you to be in the moment, be present. It's about reacting more than it is about saying funny things, because people have an idea, especially with like the Whose Line Is It Anyway. Improv's, it's for funny people to come and say funny things and make things up that are funny on the spot. But the art form, and there's a famous quote from some improv person that he basically talks about how improv is 90% listening and 10% doing something. And so the improv requires you to kind of just put yourself in the back seat and be really present and in the moment with your scene partner, or whoever you're doing the improv with, because they're going to throw an idea out there, and the whole basis is on this idea called yes and. Have you guys heard the term yes and?
Yes.
Allie has. Allie
And.
Kinda.
Yes
and. Okay, she has. Very good. So yeah, it's the idea of saying yes instead of saying no, and then the and, which is building on top of it. So it's instead of you saying an idea and I say, that's stupid, here's a better idea. It's you say an idea, say, that's awesome, here's how we can make it better. So it's
let's do this.
Exactly. So yeah, basically it's inherently collaborative, and it's all based on active listening, which is why people who haven't necessarily had an opportunity to learn how to actively listen, which everybody has, but they don't know it, because listening's hard sometimes for a lot of people. And so learning to listen and be like in the back seat and let your scene partner shine. A big part of improv is making your partner look good. And so it's not about self-preservation, it's about preserving the thing that you are building together, and it's about building on that together, because
sharing it.
Exactly, sharing the stage, sharing the experience, and because at the core, what we can do together greatly outweighs what one person can do by themselves. That is the root of what improv is.
What school did you go to?
I was homeschooled up until I went to a local community college. Washington State has this program known as Running Start, which allows you to take college courses in high school. So I graduated with a 2-year college degree from Whatcom Community College, which is Whatcom Community College. Yeah. Orcas.
Shout out.
Yeah, shout out. WCC. So yeah, I went to a community college, and then I graduated at the age of 18 with an associate's in arts in visual communications, also known as graphic design. So.
Oh.
Yes.
Like me.
Allie's got a graphic design
Okay,
also.
very good. Did you make the logo?
She did.
Very good.
So who do you do your improv with? Do you have a little troupe or big troupe? Or?
Yeah, so Levity officially started in 2022, and we've been teaching classes and doing shows shows. But at the beginning of June, we actually started doing weekly shows. So we do shows every single week. We've done improvised murder mysteries. We do improvised musicals, which we just did one at the time of recording. We did an improvised musical this last week, which was incredible. It was so fun.
Wow.
Yeah, it was me and then a guy named Derek Jones and then a guy named Paul Baldwin. We did a full hour-and-a-half musical, just the three of us, and we all, both Derek and I were doing all the characters, all of the lyrics, all the story, and everything together, and it was truly fun. And then Paul was on piano, but that doesn't answer the question you asked. So yeah, over the last few years, I've taught a lot of people improv, and so most of the performers that we have are taught by me through our classes. And so we have a group of about 13 improvisers that we meet on a weekly basis, and we do weekly shows. So yeah, we have a lot of really, really talented people in our group.
So we heard through Adam Schluter that you were performing at the off Monday dinners. How did that go?
I had a migraine, but I didn't go. But I heard it was great.
Oh, okay.
I heard it went very well.
Shoot, yeah.
And
we couldn't go that night.
Yeah.
But
neither could I.
But he was so excited, so that's how we got your name, and we're excited that you're here. And and I hope he has you back.
I believe that we're slated to be back on July 28th.
That's perfect.
So
very good.
At the Off Monday dinners at Adam Schluter's place, we'll make sure there's a link to the Off
Monday night
dinners.
Right. Awesome. And so basically there's a little dinner before, and then how long is that show?
It's an hour and a half.
Right.
Wow.
Yep. So
that's great.
Yes. So we get an hour and a half show there, and all of our shows that we do regularly are an hour and a half. So they go from 7 to 8:30.
That's perfect.
And the cost, is there a cost?
Monday night dinners, or the off Monday night dinners, they have a suggested cost of $10, and that's to help cover the 50% will go to the artist, 50% will go to the cost of the dinner, and then eventually, once it keeps going, he's hoping to give 100% of that to the artist.
Right.
So I know that we were the first guest. He also had a group called Pivot. They do like TED Talk storytelling.
Correct.
That's really, really cool. And so
when you do your shows outside of
so then our standard shows, we have adult tickets, which is anyone 18 or older. It's $16 a ticket. That's no additional fees, so it's $16 flat rate, and then we absorb the fees. And then if you are a child, which is ages 6 to 17, it's $11, and then we have 5 and under is free. So.
And where are you performing now?
Yeah, right now we are doing our shows at First Presbyterian Church in downtown Coeur d'Alene, off of 5th and Lakeside. So that is where we currently are doing our shows, but we've had several venues over the last few years.
Where did you start out? Where was your first show?
Yeah, so the very first shows that we did, I didn't have a crew, and I didn't have a space, and I was new to the area, and I didn't have money. So the Jacqueline Arts Center, which I think you guys both have experience with, Darla Dreyer, she got me connected there, and we started doing our shows there. I started teaching classes. She was willing to do a revenue split, so I didn't have any upfront costs, and then she helped promote the first few shows, and then we did that for I think about a year almost, maybe less than a year. And so we did shows there. They weren't even nearly as frequent as, it was probably one every 2 months or so.
Right.
And then we did classes there and showcases and things like that. So from there, I wanted to move closer to Coeur d'Alene proper. And so we moved in, started doing shows and classes at the Harding Family Center. And then they kicked us out because they said they didn't want shows there anymore. But Anthem CDA, which is a local church, they have a campus in Hayden, and they had an off-site building that they let us use for about 10 months, and they just sold their building. So now we're at the First Presbyterian Church.
Okay.
Nice.
So, yes.
Well, one thing about improv is you have to be flexible.
Yes, we do.
That's right.
Exactly. And that, I think, is what has kept us going.
Yeah.
Because,
Greetings, listeners of the Allie and Callie Artcast podcasts. This is Jason from Tubbs Coffee Roasters. Keeping art alive and culture relevant is the heart and soul of our community of creatives. And as a local coffee roaster who loves a good origin story of a painter or a farmer or a musician, we proudly support the Allie and Callie's Artcast podcast's expansion and exploration through positive conversation. So grab a cup of coffee, preferably one from Tubbs Coffee Roasters, and tune in, humans. Your ears will thank you.
For all your screen printing needs, trust the local you can count on. Pyramid Printing has been a Coeur d'Alene favorite for over 2 decades.
Specializing in screen printing, embroidery, signs, banners, and stickers. For all jobs, big and small, just give Eric a call.
Email us at info@pyramidprintingcda.com or give us a call at 208-664-0254.
PyramidPrintingCDA.com.
For those that doesn't know improv, I've done improv, but it was a long time ago, and I've done murder mysteries and all that stuff. But with your improv, do you start out with ideas from the audience? Like, throw out a topic, let's talk about pianos, and then you do a improv about pianos? I mean, how are you doing this?
That's a very good question. Thank you so much for asking. So I guess the big thing to say, so there's stand-up and there's improv, and the art form is improv is less like stand-up where you're up there talking about things, and it's more like unscripted theater or like improvised sketch comedy. So like Saturday Night Live or something like that, where you have these characters and they're put in a situation and then you build off of that. And every single show format has a different way that it functions. So the more Who's Line, if anybody knows about that, Who's Line is what we call short form, which is you get a prompt. Every single sketch or little bit is inspired by a different thing. So I could say, can I get an object that you wouldn't normally find in a funeral home? And then they say banana peel, and then you have to take the banana peel and you create an entire scene from that. And so usually every single scene gets a suggestion from the audience. Super interactive. They're constantly giving you feedback. And then that's what we call short form, is that more gamified type of improv. Then we have long form, and we do both. We do both short form and long form. Long form improv is more organic and more theatrical, typically. And so, for example, for our improvised musical, we get the suggestion from the audience for the title of a musical that does not exist. So the one we did this last week was we got a title of a musical, and it was called The Prince Who Hated Birds. And so we did an entire musical inspired just by that one title. But then it just created this thing where we started with an opening number and then just sprinkle it out throughout there. We do a little bit of a scene. We might say some sort of line that inspires a song, and then the pianist starts playing.
Do you make up the song?
We do. So we improvise all the songs, all the lyrics. So the pianist is improvising the melody and all of that, whilst we are improvising the actual lyrics of the song. So
that is crazy.
That's so crazy.
Yes, it's crazy and very, very fun.
Yeah.
So you guys got that one right.
Okay, so here's a scenario I would like to explore.
Okay. Let's heckin' go.
Are we gonna you guys to do a
some
little
improv?
improv.
Oh my goodness.
And how would we start that?
Great. Okay, so I guess me and Callie.
Yeah.
We're gonna do this? Okay, fantastic. Let's do it. We'll just do a little bit. Let's do it. We're already starting.
I don't know.
And the biggest thing with improv, so I'll give you a little bit of an improv lesson. Again, that idea of yes and. It's about not shutting an idea down. It's about putting an idea out there and accepting it with 100% certainty. And with that being said, like I always say, anything can be an idea. That the whole thing of let's do it with us amping each other up, making that eye contact and just building that energy, that could have easily turned into a scene. I've started countless scenes with that exact sort of thing. Basically, what we'll do is you'll say something and then I'll receive it, I'll accept it, I'll yes it, and then I'll build on top of it, and then you're just going to try to do the same sort of thing. And then if it goes well, it goes well, and if it doesn't, it's still great. So yeah, I guess I'll just, do you want to start? Would you like me to start?
You start.
Great, cool. Because you are making us do this, can we get a suggestion from some sort of relationship between two people, like a mother and a daughter or something like that? Like, how can two people know each other, I guess, is a question. That's what we'll base our thing on.
How about a nephew and an aunt?
Perfect, nephew and an aunt. Fantastic. Oh, Johnny, get over here. I got your ball and you hit me in the head and I'm going to be pretty upset with you.
I didn't mean to. I'm sorry. But you were in my way.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's right, because I was the one in the lawn chair. And of course, I shouldn't have been basking in the sun in my own lawn.
Yeah. Well, I was waiting for my friend to come over and play ball, and you were in the way.
You're too popular, Johnny. I think you need to stop being with your friends and start being with your family.
I can't help it if I'm popular.
Well,
sorry, Auntie.
Are you cool?
I'm too cool for school.
Fine.
Oh, he's the aunt. I was like, okay, I'm the boy. Okay.
Yes.
I'm with you.
Yes.
That's good.
so
Good
funny.
switchy.
Yes, that's a very because improv is all just comedy in general is about setting up expectations and either fulfilling those expectations or turning them on their head. Usually, if it's something that's clean cut like that, you're a woman, I am a man. So it's fun when you get a relationship that's so based in that. It's
Yes.
like, okay, flip it.
Switch it up.
You can't be the aunt because I have to be the aunt.
Yeah.
You know? And,
Right.
Good.
Yeah.
Good.
What an aunt is there's a million types of ways to play an aunt.
Sure.
Right.
Right.
Sure.
So yeah.
That was
Yeah.
fun.
There
You did
go.
really well, by the way.
Thank you.
You said you did a little bit of improv in the past, way back in the day. You said?
I've been an actress for many
Yes.
years.
Yes, that's great. No, that was
But
fun.
I started improv I will shout out to my high school drama teacher, Dita. Is it Dita? Oh my
Dita.
God. Dita Nelson, back in Arapahoe High School. Go Warriors!
Yeah.
Ayo. Way back in the last century. She was amazing, though. She was a great drama teacher, and we had, in basic acting, we had to do everything. Scene work. We would always end the class the last 15 minutes or 20 minutes with improv.
Amazing.
So it was just a great way to like break the ice for especially some of the shyer kids
Yes.
that were not as comfortable and not as
Outgoing.
and also like theater's my life,
Yeah.
the ones that are like, well, I just took this for credit, the ones that are like, well, I thought this would be an easy A, that kind of thing. And
Yeah.
so I
That's good.
loved that. And that towards the end that I loved it, but I just really didn't do it until I did a couple murder mysteries.
Very
and
good.
you know who's really good at it? My husband Stu, who's the peanut gallery
Right.
in the back here. He's really good at it, but he's a yes and guy. But that's fun. I love that you do this, and I love that you have classes. So how can somebody find out
Yes.
where to get these classes?
Yeah, so the best place would be our website, levitytheatre.com, and that is RE theater with an RE, or if you type in the ER, it will redirect you to our website.
Perfect.
So
Perfect.
either way,
Yeah.
levitytheatre.com. And then there's information on classes, shows, and otherwise. We also do corporate work. So if you have some sort of organization, whether that be a company or like a church or anything like that.
That's fun.
And
Socials.
yeah, I'll plug that too. If you have any sort of organization and you want to do team building or corporate training on teaching about confidence or anything like that,
Good.
you
Or
can do
team
that.
building.
Team
Yeah,
building, yep, training.
absolutely. Team
So
building.
we do that sort of stuff. And then, of course, you can find us on Instagram at Levity Theatre, Facebook, Levity Theatre, and we just recently joined TikTok at Levity Theatre CDA. But we haven't posted a single thing, but you could follow us
Okay,
there
well,
if
I'll
you
follow
want
you.
to.
I
follow
will.
you.
Yes.
So why did you name it Levity?
That's a great question. I was trying to figure out a name. And I get asked a lot about what the word levity means. And levity is really the lack of seriousness. It's being silly and unapologetic humor is kind of what it means.
Okay.
And I am a big fan of language and linguistics, and levity comes from the Latin word for levis, which means light. So levity
gonna say
literally
light.
means
Light.
it literally means to make light.
I
And
love
so
that,
it's
yeah.
something that we're very passionate about is creating light and laughter, and
We need that
we
in
need
this
a break.
in
Yes.
the world. We need some levity.
That is
And
why
I
it's
think
called
that the exercise of active listening is something that every single every single people should do.
The people
Yes.
do need
Every
that.
single people. Yes.
Every single people.
Yes.
And the married people.
And the married
Yes.
people. Yeah.
Every single people.
Particularly the married
Especially
Especially
the married people. Yes. Yeah. And that's what I always say is every single person should take a level 1 improv class. Not every single person needs to take a level 2 improv class. Like
Yeah.
everyone should go through the process of one, putting yourself out there. So if improv scares you, do it. If improv sounds exciting to you, do it. If improv sounds like something that you would never want to do it. And so it's one of those things where, again, that active listening, it's about putting the amount of skills you learn just through applying it and doing it is crazy. It's putting yourself out there. It's learning that it's to build up self-confidence, because building up confidence, active listening, the public speaking ability,
Right.
and all that stuff. And I've helped a lot of people through improv training just like be more outgoing and more not necessarily extroverted, but just more willing to just throw out there and have better conversations.
Yeah,
So,
be more comfortable
Yeah.
in their
Yeah.
own skin, maybe. You
Right.
know, just
100%.
Kind of reminds me of Toastmasters is very different, but it
Similar.
is similar in that you're learning to listen and you're learning to speak publicly. And I remember the first time I went to Toastmasters, I left there going, oh, they called on me to talk, and I was so scared. And when I left, I said, I am never doing that again. And I said to myself, that's exactly why you're going back. And I went back and did it for years, and now I'm quite comfortable, probably a little too comfortable.
Yes, good.
Talking to people, but
Yeah.
it was a really good exercise, and I could see how this would be very similar.
It's the exact same thing.
Good for all ages.
Yes, it is.
all
Yeah.
ages.
Oh, and that's something I didn't even mention about our shows. Everything we do is family friendly and good for all ages. I care a lot about this art form, and too many times people, they just do the cheapest joke. They do the thing that gets the quickest audience reaction.
Right.
And it's not clever. It's not that funny, in my opinion. And so,
Right.
like, we teach from ground one. Everything we do here is clean, family friendly, no swearing, nothing sexual, no drug references. We also teach no referential humor. So if it's funny because it's a quote from a movie, then we try to avoid that. So trying to get to the core of the art form, which is genuine reaction and active listening.
It actually takes more creativity to avoid those little
areas,
pitfalls that are, like you said,
It's
will
like
get you
cheap.
an easy laugh, but
Yes. People use it as a
come up
crutch.
with- exactly.
Exactly.
And every single human in the entire world, at least the ones I've taught, which have taught a lot of people with a lot of varying backgrounds and skill sets, everybody has the capacity and the ability to learn how to do improv and to do something smarter than the cheapest laugh. And the biggest difference is just instruction. Is just, you can do better than that.
Add a little flair to your special events with Scraps Barbecue, a great catering choice for your next gathering. Specializing in golf tournaments, sporting events, weddings, and other family friend gatherings, their commercial kitchen can be on site, or you can choose to have a fully catered meal delivered right to you. Known for their authentic Santa Maria style tri-tip and tequila lime fish tacos, they can customize the menu to meet your needs for groups of 20 to 2,500. Contact Kevin at kevin@scrapsbarbecue.com or check them out on Facebook.
Ever feel like work and life are pulling you in opposite directions?
You are not alone. That's why we created Thrive, Learn, Connect, a podcast where personal growth meets professional success.
Each week, we share real conversations, insights, and actionable takeaways to help you navigate life and work with more ease, joy, and purpose.
Whether it's managing stress, building better relationships, or finding balance, we are here to help you thrive.
Listen to Thrive, Learn, Connect wherever you get your podcasts, because growth starts with connection.
The thing that we teach a lot is, or I teach rather, is the idea of affecting and being affected. And that's what improv is all about. It's all about you say a thing, and instead of kind of like what we did with the ball thing, like I was like, oh, here's this ball, and you're like, I wasn't trying to do it. Like, I let that impact me. I didn't just say like, oh yeah, you're right, you should have done. It's like, it made me mad. It made me angry. Yes and is really about being affected. It's that listening. It's the pause. When it comes to improv, a lot of improv, especially at lower levels, they kind of just teach it, or more casual improvisers, I guess. They just teach it as like, oh, it's this beautiful thing where it's always positive, yes, and, which is great, and that's really, really good, and there's value to that. But when it comes to like creating an improvised, unscripted theater and trying to really create a really cool moment, it's not even necessarily about always saying yes with a super optimistic view. It's also like, I'm being affected. I heard exactly what you just said, and I'm taking that comma to take a breath and saying, ooh, how did that make me feel? And and whenever a lot of beginner improvisers, they always ask me the question of like, how do I know what to do next? I was like, what have you already done? Because to know the next move, you just need to repeat what you have done. Just be like, were you made angry by the thing they just said? Were you made happy? Okay, if you were happy because of they said, oh, you have nice glasses. Okay, are you happy? That made you happy. Now you're going to continue to be happy no matter what, right? And so that's more advanced level stuff. But yeah, it's the idea of affecting and being affected.
So do you have sponsors? How are you funding your enterprise?
Yeah, so right now we don't have any sort of sponsors. Everything we do, we've built from the ground up. Basically, we started just at the Jack, and we started doing revenue split, and then eventually we started building it. So we don't really have much overhead because we just rent out per night. But I'm always wanting to get connected with local companies or businesses, if they want to promote their stuff at our shows, we can do a shout out. We can say thank you for sponsoring this or that. A big thing we do is Improv Comedy Festival. We do that every single year. It's the Northwest Improv Fest. We've done the last 2 years, and that's in collaboration with the Blue Door Theater in Spokane. So, so yeah, it's a merger between our two theaters, and we're always looking for sponsorships for that. And we usually get about 200 to 300 people. It's over a 2-day span, or 2 to 3 days.
And when will that be again?
I think this next one we're planning, it's going to be April 2026 is the next one.
Oh, okay.
So it was in May the first year, April this year, and then April 2026. So kind of as we're kind of coming out of the winter was our strategic plan. And that's usually over in Spokane. So yes, that is nwimprovfest.com. So if you're wondering to sponsor that.
And then you're also looking for a space.
Yes,
right?
We are actively looking for a space to call our home. We've been, as we talked about, we've been in different spaces. I'm just doing shows, renting out once per night, and it's been very cool, but there's a lot of restriction on what we can achieve because we don't even have like a proper stage. We have some lights that we have to set up. In the previous place that we were at, one of our improvisers set up a false wall, and we built a wall and set it up every single week, and we set up stage lights, and it looked really cool, but my oh my was it a lot of work. And so my goal and my vision is to create a space, preferably in downtown, really a space for performance art, because right now there's Lake City Playhouse, which they're like an insulated group, like they are their group, and then you have Aspire, and they do stuff at the Croc, and they have so we have all these little theater companies, but we don't have a designated performing arts space. And so the goal is to have space, and we're going to do shows every single weekend and have a space for independent artists to not just do live music at this coffee shop, like have a concert. Because I think, like the Jacqueline Arts Center, they do a lot of that kind of stuff, but their space it's really big and echoey, and
very echoey.
So we're looking for a space that's between 1,500 and 2,500 square feet. Just a small, intimate venue, preferably in downtown. So if you guys find anything, let me know. There was a space that opened up I was able to tour it. It was beautiful, and a big issue that I'm having, and this isn't the first time it's happened, is the building owner doesn't see the profitability or the market for this, and so he said no, we don't see that. We'd rather have a retail store, and so a retail store just filled that space actually. And so a big thing, if people believe in this vision, like it seems like all of you do, I'm hoping to start a petition, or not a petition necessarily, or like just a list of people saying, yes, we do want this. I put a poll out there on the Coeur d'Alene community. It was a Facebook group that we have. And I asked what was something that you'd like to see in downtown. And I put entertainment venue on there just because there isn't one. And every single person who responded to the poll said that. It was like the top thing was entertainment venue. And then by like half the votes was like family entertainment, which we do both. But it's a gap, and I have a vision for a space called the Lightbox. So it's about showcasing the local talent and probably bringing other people in too. So that's the vision.
That's awesome.
We need to make it happen.
Yeah.
Well, I know
they've
been trying to. I mean, there's been studies. They brought in this. They spent a lot of money on a study on what the community really wanted, and we kind of came up with an idea, and nobody wanted to head it up, and that's why it kind of fizzled.
Yeah.
So it's time to bring it back. I think
it's been a couple years, so maybe it can happen. And there's a lot of new people and a lot of new money in town.
That's true.
Yes.
So maybe now's the time. Yeah. So we'd love to have entertainment downtown.
If anybody wants to talk to me, hit me up, because I am the guy to say yes.
Yes.
And
the Lightbox. It sounds great.
Yeah, that's the vision.
Do you have any upcoming shows, Noah?
Yes. So tonight we're going to be doing a Comedy Clash show, which is a competitive improv comedy show.
Ooh.
Those are a lot of fun.
We
get 2 teams of improvisers, and then have them all on stage for a little bit, and then we split. So they have one team, they go and they do their little set. They have another team, they do a set, and they do a bunch of stuff together. It's a really cool format if you've never seen it. So Comedy Clash. You can find tickets on levitytheatre.com/shows. And then if you are listening to this afterward, the last couple of weeks of August, we're doing an improvised Dungeons & Dragons Dragons show. So it's an improv show, long form improv show in the style of Dungeons and Dragons type thing. So it's going to be like fantasy. And it's really, really cool because it kind of bridges the gap between, again, short form and long form. So it bridges that gap where, like, in long form, usually you get one suggestion and then the audience doesn't peep up unless they're laughing at you. But in this, it's really cool because we have the audience roll dice to see if something succeeds, or we ask them for things throughout the show that influence
fun.
it. It's like, oh, there's an enemy that comes out, like, who is that enemy? And then someone says, like, oh, a cat. And then then we're going to take that suggestion, and now they're going to be fighting a cat. And then we're going to see how that unfolds. So it's really fun because it is really that merger between the super hyper interactive short form shows and everything I love about long form. So it's gonna be a really fun show, and that's happening in August. So
Wow.
Nice.
That sounds fun.
Oh, wow. In an ideal world, above getting the space, where do you see this company going?
I currently have one other instructor. Her name is Joseph Snow. She is a wonderful instructor. She teaches intro to improv. And so the goal is to try to get more people to teach so that we can do more classes so we can share the art form more and more. Because I think ideally I would like every single person in Coeur d'Alene to take an improv class at least once. Because it's just such a beautiful transformative art form. And it really teaches you to listen because it forces you to listen. Like, you cannot do improv for an amount of time and not pick up those skills, especially if you perform, because you have to you build the amount of confidence that is built up through being on stage in front of people with nothing planned is crazy. That's kind of the vision, but I really want to continue to support the arts and not just improv, but with this space, the goal is not just our thing, but our thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Not just Levity Theatre, but performing arts in general, and doing late night shows and things like that, and concerts and stuff. So
That's great.
Yeah,
That's great.
That's the goal and the vision.
Well, you have a lot of energy and a lot
Yes,
of
you
talent,
do.
and we're excited that you've got this new
venture going.
venture that
Yeah.
we need in Coeur
We
d'Alene.
do. I know. I think it's going to be fun. I bet it takes off too.
Yeah,
Yeah, I think so.
very exciting.
Just need someone to say yes to a space.
Yes,
Okay.
and
Yes, and to a space.
Yes.
bring
So,
a space.
And if you
Weird
want
fun.
more information, be sure to check out Levity Theatre with an RE.com
That's right.
That's correct. And social media.
and
so-
social media.
all that.
Great.
Sign up for a class.
Have fun.
Yeah,
and
it's-
listen. And
It's
Yes.
another one of those scary things that you need to
You gotta
do,
try.
and then you conquer it. You
can
then
create
feel really good
something.
about yourself.
Yeah, and I think that in this whole interview, I didn't mention one part that's very good, and is the fact that it is incredibly fun. Improv is
incredibly fun.
super fun. So building all these important, valuable skills for life while also having a crazy amount of fun, I guess, is a
a
big
good
part of
time.
it.
That
It's
is a big
nothing quite
part
like
of
it.
it.
we
Right.
need to have good times.
Yes, Levity.
Absolutely. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Yes,
Melissa.
thank you
This
for
has
having
been great.
Yeah.
And don't forget to like, follow, subscribe,
And
or share.
We're Alley Cali Artcast.com. I can't
Yes,
talk
we are.
anymore.
Or you can find us at Alley Cali Artcast. And I'm Allie.
And I'm Callie. And whatever you do today, make sure it's creative.
And practice a little active listening.
That's right.
The Allie and Callie Artcast is brought to you by Tubbs Coffee Roasters, ethically sourced, locally roasted coffee, and Pyramid Printing and Embroidery, serving customers near and far for over 2 decades.